Welcome back to Montreal by Night. I am your storyteller, Tyson Fraleigh, and our wonderful cast will be on in just a moment. This is our pre-recorded episode for episode 19. As you're already aware from the past episodes, big long episode broken into multiple chunks, la-di-da-di-da. So, without further ado, and getting straight towards the action here today, let's jump into our recap. Last time on Montreal by Night, the party left St. Columba House with a video as a way to help erase the mind control performed by Monsieur Bouchard on the general populace of Montreal. The coterie traveled down into the metro after having a bit of a spat between Asher, Talisen, and pretty much everyone involved about Talisen being able to drink from the other members of the party. Upon arriving in the heart of the former Nosferatu clan dominion, the party achieved two goals. The first, destroying the heart that was in possession of Talisen, that seemed to be making him crave the vampiric vitae instead of human blood, as well as being able to hack into the mainframe of pretty much the entire city's technological network and being able to put the video from St. Columba House online, which broke the spell or a vampiric ability of Monsieur Bouchard and allowed everyone to find some solace and find some sense of home back at St. Columba House. The population seemed to be heading that way as the party was able to break into a taxi and begin driving to Montreal. And that is where we left off. You guys make it to NDG without anything, for the most part, deserted. But after you hit about NDG, you begin to see a lot of people beginning to head southwards, as more and more people seem to be heading towards St. Columba House. However, you drive around and continue forward towards St. Joseph's Oratory. You arrive at the base of Montreal and travel up the long, curving drive towards this massive building at near the apex of the mountain.
We're going to the Summit Woods rather than directly to the Oratory.
Okay. Then as you arrive at the parking lot, you all individually pull out of the car, head towards the woods. As about 11 o'clock hits, you guys get into position as you find a relatively large group kind of set up in the middle of the woods. Quiet, but you do hear what seems to be some people kind of like set up on different sides of this small clearing as you see old familiar faces. As on the left, you can see Keeper Nayla, Ryan, standing with a figure you were not expecting. Amun El-Kamil is standing beside them.
He was the leader of the ministry. We were pretty sure that he died.
Standing off to the side is Frederick Lake, and not far from him, Tyler. They don't seem to be saying much to each other, but there is a strange camaraderie you see quietly between them. And off to the right, you see four familiar figures. As you see a one-armed, red-handed gentleman, a woman with white hair, a young woman, tan with black hair, and for you, Asher, a woman you have never encountered before. Reddish hair, very, like, kind of wilderness kid kind of attire. Not far from Tyler, you can see what looks to be a handful of people, all kind of talking one amongst each other, mostly in black or dark outfits. As you can see, Emil is standing with the group of what looks to be two or three different magi that Asher recognizes.
No, Sebastian?
Make a wits awareness check.
3 successes.
3 successes. You do not see Sebastian there. But you're driving past and you swear you notice some motion in the trees.
Immediately heightened senses sense the unseen.
You hear distant heavy breathing. You can smell what smells like candle wax and the scent of wildflowers.
Familiar smells?
I'd say yes for the candle wax. It smells very reminiscent of the candles inside of your bookshop that Sebastian would prepare.
In my head, it's one of 2. And I just don't know which. The gangrel are down here as well. We called them and told them where to meet on the way.
You find the gangrel standing nearby. You can see the equivalent of their ringleader just kind of standing there. Short gentleman, the long raggedy beard, just...
Asher takes, puts an arm around Nakano and Talisen and pulls them into the center of this group with him.
Quick question, Asher, what is your leadership score?
2, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Oh no, I've got 2 and I might be able to assist because I have awe.
We don't need to manipulate these people.
No. But it grants successes on persuasion and everything that.
I also have enchanting voice, so it lowers the difficulty for me as well.
Oh, cool. All right.
Good evening, everyone.
Everyone turns as Keeper Nayla steps forward. Ah, yes, Asha. It is good to see that you made it here all right.
It is good to see that all of you were able to make it here without killing each other.
See, it's a pleasure to see you all.
You can see, looks to be Frederick, kind of stands up. You didn't warn me. As you can see, Bo just kind of looks over. It seems that some people are more interested in their primal urges than focusing on others. I'll show you a fucking primal urge.
Silence! We are here for a combined goal.
We are here for a combined goal. Something that I do not believe has been seen in any of our living memories. Here we have kindred, guru, magi, together for a common purpose, to protect the world that we rely upon from someone who would damage it, someone who would destroy it. We are here because we are better than the prejudices of our kind. We are here to rise above them, to work together and to set a new order for our world and our peoples.
We are here for each other, but more importantly, we're here for ourselves. We have lived too long separated, and we have lived too long under threat of each other and outside forces. But together we can finally bring about something that has eluded all of us for as long as we can all remember. And that is peace. True peace between us.
And when one of us falls, or one of us fails, now we can lean on each other and try to redeem them. And Asher turns to where the sound of running is coming from. And if it was 1,000 feet, it should be about that time.
You do not see anyone come to the clearing. You continue hearing the sounds approaching the edge of where the oratory is before it stops. You hear the sounds of pages rustling.
Sure hope I didn't misread the situation. Magi, we may about to be under attack by Sebastien.
See the Magi just all kind of look to each other as you hear distantly. Asha, if you're out there, for the love of God, do good work. Just kind of starts flipping.
Or perhaps not. You could also hear it, I guess, if you have heightened senses up.
I do. Can I also, at this stage, before things get really hairy, I want to activate fleetness, followed by toughness. So I've got those running for the
Make both rouse
Yep,
checks.
so I've got those both running for the current battle. Pass on one, pass on the other.
And I will do toughness. Toughness and Defy Bane.
Can I roll on Defy Bane as well?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what I'll do? I'll use Feral Whispers.
For Feral Whispers, what are you trying to gain assistance with?
I would like an animal companion to come with me into this fight.
Please tell me it is who I think it is.
You activate the effect as you hear as you feel a bat rest on your shoulder.
Oh, this fucking guy.
Yeah, Chicago Bat.
Oh, it's fucking this guy.
Hello. We're back together again.
What do you want me for?
I need you to help me kill someone. Can you do that?
You keep coming to me telling me you need, like, help with something, and then you promise me bugs, and then I don't get any bugs.
I told you you would get bugs after this was over.
Look, I'll do this for you because you called me over here anyway. But after this is done, and I mean, moment we walk through out of the door, before it's all done, that insectorium thing you talked to me about. Like I said, beetle, the size of my face.
Fine.
One enormous beetle.
Yes.
Asher's going to focus in on Sebastien's voice and words and try to decipher what incantation it is.
Please make a intelligence occult check.
5 successes.
You hear essentially from Sebastien speaking, a very powerful incantation. He is attempting to essentially distort reality temporarily around the oratory. Similar to how in Doctor Strange, when they create that glass dimension, he's creating something reminiscent of that, essentially to try to contain the actual church itself.
To contain possible destruction, or because he's doing something for Bouchard?
Hard to tell.
Okay. Lake?
Lake just kind of looks over. Yeah.
Are you up close in this fight, or are you using guns?
I can be either or.
All right. Melee fighters, we're probably going to have you all rush in. There's the organist's chambers. The organ has 2 empty spaces at the top that look out over the hall. I'm going to take one of those spots. Either Lake or one of the Magi can take the other.
Well, I'll focus head on with Tyler over here. Which point, Keeper Nayla kind of speaks up. I will take the other position with you, Asha.
Very well. Magi, perhaps stay further towards the back, but use your best judgment.
Mill kind of steps forward. Well, we were discussing, and we think that perhaps the best way for us to go forward would be to not exactly get involved right in front, but do our best to create a barrier, as it were, to protect you all for as long as possible. I don't know how well that's going to work. We're going to do our best to try to work a little bit from the back, protect you guys up front.
I can hear Sebastian doing some sort of incantation about 100 meters off. It seems like he's trying to separate the oratory from this reality. I don't know why he would do that, but if he is under some kind of influence, perhaps you could try and free him of that as well.
See, everyone just kind of looks to each other. See one guy, kind of shaggy, brownish hair, wearing a turtleneck of all things to, to the event. Well, based on what that sounds like, well, it's hard to say. Could be trying to block off something, or he could be trying to protect it, I guess.
Could it block us from getting inside?
Not if he'd allow it. But it would also stop things from getting out. Perhaps he's trying to trap them in?
It's possible. I haven't made contact with him since Bouchard spoke to him.
At which point, Asher, you hear the incantation stop before a second one begins much faster, as you recognize it as a flight spell.
Would I be able to close the distance with Blink?
Pretty quickly, yeah. You shoot to where to the position that's Sebastian. As Talisen, you arrive at a small wooded section. As you can see, a very haggard, dirtied, like busted and bleeding Sebastian is holding a spell book with numerous components in his hand as he's grinding them up, and then turns to you as he immediately flashes his hand as it begins to go into flames. Like, oh, it's just you. Okay, Lord. Meld. Drops him to the floor. Are you with Asha? Is he safe?
What are you doing?
I was about to wreck hell. Is what I was going to do.
Well, let's bring this to the attention of, Asher. And I'll grab him, and I'll pick up the spell book, and I want to have both of his hands in my grasp so that he can't incant shit. And as fast as I can, I want to bring him back over to Asher and the group.
I don't know if anyone would want to see me. As you sonic your way across to the clearing, as Sebastian comes forward, kind of stumbling over himself, as his components are there across the ground, as he looks up to everyone, as you can see Lake and everyone else just kind of very slowly just go to their guns. They don't pull anything out. They just have their hands on it.
Asher starts to walk forward. You're
looking at Sebastian. You've seen Sebastian through some shit. Sebastian looks sick as of this moment. It looks like he's lost some weight very quickly. His eyes are constantly darting around. He is covered in blood. You're not sure whether it be his or other people's. You see that he has scratches, cuts all across his body. And he's looking around a little bit like a wild animal as he's like pulling up a spell book.
Oh, I've got it. I took a spell book. So I've got his hands in one, my spell book in the other. Or his spell book in the other.
You're able to hold the spell book. I don't think you're able to hold Sebastian's wrists at the same time.
Oh, okay.
He just kind of stumbles forward.
I'll hold the spell book out to Asher.
Asher steps face to face.
He just flinches slightly. Asher?
Are you okay?
No.
Did you see the video?
Yes. Well, Asher, listen. I'm so confused. And I don't understand. But I'm so sorry. I don't know what's happening, but...
Obea.
Okay. You go on for the effect, for whatever you have to roll.
Soothes the mental or emotional turmoil of their subject, restoring them to a modicum of steadfastness. It is especially effective when used on mortals. And mechanically, I can roll against difficulty. Oh, if successfully used on a mortal, it calms them if they're in a turbulent emotional state or puts them at ease. A subject can only be affected by the power once per night.
Okay. You send out this calming warmth, and you feel this deep remnant of powerful domination. like, it almost feels like it just goes deeper and deeper and deeper. And you're worried that the power that you have might not be able to go down as far as has been dug inside of Sebastian's psyche, whatever Bouchard has done, before you focus and just remember the memories, the conversations of Sebastian in the shop, of the memories that you have of him, of the friendship that you guys have always had.
And I think underneath those memories in that moment, Asher thinks back. He's in a canoe in the woods, and he's younger. And there's this young kid in the front of the boat. And he turns around to laugh at something that Asher said, and looks almost exactly like Sebastian now.
And as you have that memory, you feel the obey just amplify as it entirely engulfs his mind, as you feel his psyche, almost like puzzle pieces, like begin to wrap and compartmentalize. Some sections you still feel have holes, definitely certain parts where things have been punched, moved around, distorted, but you put it in a conceivable order that makes sense again. That's like the honest truth. And while those holes remain, you see him just kind of look back, like look up towards you. And you see his breathing just kind of calm. Before he just looks at you. And he just wraps you in a huge hug.
I hug him back and just say quietly in his ear, I may be the hero. I may be a monster. I don't know. But first and foremost, I will always be your friend.
As Sebastian kind of pulls away from you, Asher, a few tears kind of streaking down his face, he just...
Sebastian, what's his plan?
At least what I am aware of, there is... Mostly from me, he wanted to get information about you. He visited the shop while you were gone. He started talking, and then... Well, it doesn't matter. He was trying to get more information about you, more information about Talisen and Nakano. He was very secretive, but there was a group of us. There was more than one. He had inpatient housing, as he called it. Places for people who don't have anywhere else to go, who want to continue therapy with him. I believe that they have followed him here.
How many of them?
I believe that there are 6.
All right. I don't want you coming in with us. You should rest.
Just kind of wrestling with it. Maybe there's only a little bit I can do from out here. But I might be able to create enough of a kerfuffle, as it were, to... I don't know... Well, I was planning on creating a bit of a border limit. He spoke of some sort of connection, but I don't know exactly what it is. I was thinking of trapping him within, both one, protecting the building, but also if he is trying to get something out or summon something, perhaps it would be able to be protected from it. It would be disconnected from the rest of the world.
All right. If you want to help from out here, I think that's great. You don't have to go near him again. And Asher kind of just raises his voice a little bit to the rest of the group. This is the type of person that we're fighting against. Someone who will twist every memory that you have and leave you thinking it was your own idea. And I kind of look over to Lake for a moment. And then look around. Are there any last preparations anyone needs? Are Talison's herd here? With assault weapons? Could we have messaged them?
That is actually kind of an interesting point. Sure. As you hear in the distance a car driving up, as you see the 4 members of the herd, as Trixie in the lead just holding her pistol, and the rest of the crew kind of taking the guns that you guys had collected and left at the apartment. Well, howdy now, my fine Canadian friends.
Girls, it's a pleasure to have you with us. I wouldn't have this any other way.
Well, of course, hun. I would never say no to being able to see such a fine-looking group of... well, all of you.
Trixie, I could probably use with a donation if you don't mind.
Oh, of course. Just kind of offers her arm forward.
Thank God. Okay.
Could I get a donation from one of the girls as well?
You can see that Dixie kind of comes up. Of course. Come on.
I look around at the group of people. Anyone else need?
You see a few people kind of come forward. Ryan is just like, yeah, it's probably a good idea.
I stop him and I ask the girls, anyone on any medication? Antidepressants, anti-anxiety?
You can see that Mixie kind of, sometimes some seasonal like allergy medicine.
That's not exactly what I had in mind, but okay, Brian, do what you gotta do.
You can see Ryan just kind of comes over. Hey there, as Barbara kind of comes up to him, just like, hi, and just kind of offers a wrist forward. Like, I don't want this to be weird. I'm sorry about this. Like I don't want you to feel like I'm just using you for your body, literally. It's like, it's okay. It's okay. As he kind of takes a bite. So do you need like medication or something? As he kind of bites away. There's a few things I'm working through. I'm working hard. I've been sober for a while, and I'm working on my anxiety, because that was a root of a lot of things. Like, that's really impressive of you. Congratulations on working on all that. It's like, oh, thanks.
You two can exchange numbers later.
Oh, I mean, we weren't.
Do it now. Exchange numbers now.
Barbara's like, I thought we were.
We're all gonna die. You might as well. And everyone in the circle just turns to look at them.
Sure. Barbara looks entirely unaffected by this. She's like, yeah, sure. And then they exchange numbers, and Ryan's like, yeah. Awesome. So I'm gonna, try to kill a guy. And then Barbara's like, yeah, I'm probably gonna help you. And she just slings the rifle and uses it way more effectively than Ryan ever could. Just like, cool. Then I'll see you in there. Yeah?
Kate, do you need a gun?
Well, to be quite honest with you, I'm not particularly well versed with them, but I'll take it.
Do you want the bolt launcher? Are you okay with crossbows?
Oh, I'm a little better.
What would be your preferred method? Not fighting at all?
I'm afraid that is mostly my area.
Fair enough. I'll give her the crossbow.
Okay.
After someone has finished feeding on one of the herd, I'm gonna go up to them and just hold like a can, an empty can that I found in the taxi, like underneath the wound, and just fill up a can of blood for myself. Another can. And I'm back down to 1 hunger. I was at 3.
I was at 4. I failed both my rouse checks for defy and toughness.
I only failed one of them.
I got a fucking hunger because I summoned that goddamn bat.
That bat is going to bite someone's like artery so good though. It's gonna be great.
It's going to be integral
Without
to
the
our
bat,
success.
we're gonna lose. That's
Crucial.
great.
So, would you guys like to head in?
All right, I'll unsheath the sword. My lupine friends, I'm assuming you'll be joining me on the front lines.
See Bo just, of course. Let's, we're gonna eat good tonight.
I'm sure you will.
Asher goes over to Frederick Lake, and shows the blueprint.
Okay. You head over to Frederick Lake, who is actually next to Sebastien. As you can see, he's kind of giving a small chat to him before Sebastien is pulled over by the other mages. As they kind of welcome him back, you can see Sebastien just kind of goes, "Thank you. I really appreciate it. No problem, kid. Remember, you've got a lot of your life left. Just make it count." Before he just turns to look at you, Asher. All right. So what?
I've got the blueprints here, and I took some C4 from the police station.
That's what I like to hear.
I wanted your opinion on how best to utilize it.
Could use it to blast through the doors, blast through the roof. All to say, get a better advantage that way. Also could just chuck it at him.
Would you want to fire down from the roof, potentially? Or detonate and drop some rubble on him or something?
Certainly try. Collapse the roof on him.
I think you might be too fast for that. I get the feeling that if he had the heart for long enough that he was fine giving it to you, chances are he may have used it.
Fair enough. Well then, I'll blow a hole through the roof. Why not? Always a better advantage.
All right, I'm just gonna. I'll give Lake 2 of the 3 charges.
Good. All right. Use that one to blow open the doors if they're locked. It'll make a good impression.
Fair, assuming we don't want to be stealthy.
Stealth only works for so long.
Yeah, I assume he knows we're coming. All right. Thank you for doing this.
Thanks for getting me out. As you guys are heading out, you can see a moon come up to you, Asher. Mr. Haynes, I wanted to thank you for all your hard work here. I was not able to be present for it, but I wanted to appreciate it nonetheless.
I am sorry for the loss of your clan, Mr. Alcamil.
Only a few, but I wanted to make sure that the rest were safe. I didn't know much of this plan. Keeper Nela was able to reach out, so I wanted to ensure this first, before making any kind of preparations.
We appreciate your participation. I hope you are not too off-put by my allies.
I was a bit surprised, but under the Eye, the Great Serpents, there are plenty that would be deemed too destructive for common sensibilities that we find honorable.
You know, I hope to recover my bookshop after all this. The leader of the Gru and I were planning on sitting down and talking philosophy. Perhaps you'd like to join us.
I would be very happy to accompany, yes.
All we have to do is survive.
One step at a time. You guys approach the massive steps to St. James Oratory. You pass through the archway doors, entering in. It's a beautiful space. Beautiful architecture, royal colors kind of set throughout the space. Well done marble in certain sections. As Asher and Talisen, with heightened senses, you hear from down, catch from a distant hallway, the sound of what sounds to be someone's voice.
Can I pop Sense the Unseen as well?
You sense, nearing a distant door down a hallway, you can see these two wooden doors kind of set up. You can sense what seem to be two hidden figures crouching near the doorway, essentially up on one of the walls, shadow wrapping around them.
And do they look like Nosferatu or Black Spiral Dancers?
Closer to Nosferatu.
God damn it.
I'll turn to the guys as we're walking in, and I'll say, I can hear a voice ahead, and there are two Nosferatu concealed as well. And I'll point out their positions.
The voice, also you can tell at this point, is shouting.
Can we understand what he's saying?
I'll say with heightened senses and acute hearing, you guys can tell. For one thing, it is Bouchard. And two, you guys can hear what he's saying. As you hear, friends gathering here today, we have foreseen the end times. We have called upon the great mercies of ages gone. We are the vestiges of what is to come. Time and time again, we have been shrouded in pain and misery. We are the champions of our own destiny now. We have always been taught that the mark of Caine is nothing more than a curse, a vile ruin set upon us. But I call the curse on humanity. Humans bear the wreck of ruin for their impudent, small views of the world. They know nothing of kindness, of diligence. They throw themselves into war, into ruin, for what? For some sick enjoyment of watching. They require a vision of what is to come next. You require a vision of what to do with yourselves. Your constant fear and bludgeoning against chaos. It is nothing more than children running and screaming in an empty room when no one will hear them. And that is what we are here to change today, my children. We are here to see a brand new day come.
I turn off heightened senses. I'm done with this.
Shall we, gentlemen? Let's get the job done.
Once more, then.
Can I hand Nakano my taser? It has a short range, but you could just go invisible.
That is a good idea. And I will take the taser and I will use Vanish from Mind's Eye.
Okay. Make a rouse check.
Just passed, baby.
And perhaps Kate or Talisen with the crossbow to keep things quiet?
Would it be better if he had a distraction?
Kate just looks at the crossbow, and she's been holding it, but she closely doesn't know how to use it. She just offers it over to Talisen.
Sure, why not? Mine's not fantastic either. I'm better in close range, but sure. Oh, well, actually. No, actually, I'll do it. It's fine. I just remembered I had unerring aim.
That's why I wanted you to have it.
Like, my firearms is terrible, but unerring aim, so.
So for Nakano, please make an attack with the taser.
Okay, what do I roll with that?
This will be dexterity melee.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And Talisen, with unerring aim, you pop out and aim down with the crossbow. As you see in that shadowy form, one of them immediately drop and aim something towards you. Please make your shot. It's a base 1, right?
Target makes no roll to dodge or defend. Make the attack at difficulty 1. They can only nullify it if they've got a celerity of 5. Firearms what?
Make this Dex Firearms.
Dex firearms. Okay. Cool. 3 successes.
You pull the trigger to the crossbow as it impacts into the chest. It doesn't pierce the heart as the figure...
In that case, could I blood surge that? Yeah.
Sure, go for it. You can blood surge or willpower.
I'm going to blood surge because it'll give me more die. So I need to hit 5. Come on. Hey! I got a crit and a 6. So another 3 successes.
You feel as the bolt impacts into the chest, the figure immediately hits the ground. As you pulled the trigger, they did pull the trigger on you. So do please make a Dex Athletics check plus celerity.
That's 6 successes.
You take no damage as the bullet whizzes past you. Nakano.
Would I be able to get an additional die because I am invisible attacking him?
Yes, you can. Oh, that is true. You can't see him, which does put you at a 2 die penalty. So it's actually a straight roll because you have been given help and you are invisible, so it is just a straight flat Dex melee roll.
It's chill. I still got 6 successes.
You push upwards as the body immediately hits the ground, looks stunned. You can see like the figure, this long lithe figure, just kind of shaking a little bit and twitching. They're not getting up.
Stake them.
Okay, you guys pull out one of the bolts for the launcher and stake the other Nosferatu. As of which point the interior room has gotten quiet.
I'm gonna toss Talisen, the C4, and Keeper Nayla and I are going to head over to the organist room, which is a separate door.
Okay, please make a make an intelligence investigation check with a 2 die bonus.
I have the blueprint.
Yep, that's why you have the 2 die bonus.
I mean, I did say out loud I don't have enough dice, so if I don't get it, then it's pretty embarrassing.
Actually, what is the total dice that you'll be rolling?
8.
8. Okay, so then half of that would already be a success, so you're able to find the 2 positions with ease.
I hate to even say it, but I think Asher has to roll to get up there.
I'll say with the help of Nayla, it's a little bit of a Three Stooges situation, but she eventually pushes you up there.
Gotcha. And I'm not going to use the hunting rifle with the scope. I am going to use the AR-15 because this is going to be close enough range, right? The effective range is going to be everywhere? Okay.
You arrive up there. I'm going to say, please make a Dex stealth check.
Don't fuck up. I am going to use willpower. 5 successes, up from 1. I mean, with the 1 stealth roll, Asher would have, like, stepped on one of the keys of the organ or whatever.
You hop up on top. From your vantage point, you can see that there are a few things going on. First, you can see there are a set of pews up front. You're standing on top of the organ, where in the pews, you can see that there are a series of about 6 figures, all holding weapons trained at the door. You can then see below you the familiar form of Bouchard and Abigail Bray. But in the center, there is a white sheet that has been laid down where there is a black-haired woman bound up, tied like hogtied, and she is currently mouth gagged and shaking.
They're all trained on the door?
Yep.
If I look up in any of the upper windows, do I see Lake moving around at all?
You do. You see Lake kind of looking through one window, look to you, give the okay before climbing up.
I'm going to pull out my last flashbang and chuck it into the middle of this group of people and give Lake the thumbs up.
Okay. As you pull the pin to the grenade, please make a Dex athletics check.
Athletics? I take an elastic band out of my pocket and I slingshot it then.
This is not for throwing the flashbang.
Oh, it's to try to avoid. I'm lying prone when I'm doing this, by the way. I'm not like standing up there.
Okay.
I am like lying down to try to get cover.
While he's going up, can myself and the melee fighters be setting up the C4 on the door so like it's ready to go?
Yeah, I assumed that when I chucked it, you were already set up.
Okay, cool. So it's there.
Yeah, that's 3 successes. That is basically the most I could get.
Okay. 3 successes. You take 3 points of aggravated damage.
I have Defy Bane and Toughness gone, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, Defy Bane makes aggravated damage into superficial damage, and then Toughness gets rid of superficial damage. Subtracts the fortitude of the defender from all superficial damage, and Defy Bane is convert a number of aggravated damage equal to fortitude rating into superficial damage. But I can't heal that damage for the rest of the scene, and Defy Bane I can only use the one time. Toughness goes the entire scene. Or no, I can go up to 5 points for 5 points total for Defy Bane, and Toughness just is ongoing, I think. Yeah, from all superficial damage sustained.
Do you have 5 in fortitude?
Yeah, I have the same amount in fortitude that I do in Auspex.
Okay, so then in which case you take no damage, correct?
That's what it sounds like. I catch the bullet and throw it back.
As you see, Bouchard is aiming the gun up towards you. Interesting. At which point, there is an explosion above you. As there's suddenly there's this strange, almost web that casts out around you guys. This web seems to spread out around you, almost creating this slight warped essence to the entire interior hall. As you watch as the roof itself, there's a hole there, but there's also what almost looks to be like another portion of almost like a translucent roof still flickering there. As Frederick Lake is going to drop in from above, rifle out, and is just going to start aim and shoot.
As soon as I hear the roof go, I'm going to pop the door and just blast through at top speed. And I'll just, with my sword out, I'll yell, "Melee! On me!" Boom.
In which case, I'm going to make a few rolls here to determine what is happening with Bray. Essentially, everyone is going at once. That's basically the long and the short of it.
For sure. Another question for you. They knew that we were coming. If they didn't know that the Guru were coming, they wouldn't have silver ammunition.
A fair point. But the only other problem that I realized too late was that Guru are actually susceptible to fire.
Okay, I had a feeling. I did have a feeling. However, canonically, you did say they aren't. To be fair, you did create 2 types of ammunition. This is what we get for Asher not summoning spirits and also getting them to our side. We don't have ghosts fighting with us. That would have taken so much experience to do, though. Yeah, I would have had to put a bunch of points into Oblivion.
I also do need Asher to please make a Dex Athletics check. again.
Another one?
Yeah.
From the roof?
No, from the flashbang. As you went to throw it.
I mean, I threw it, right? Wouldn't I have known to close my eyes?
Well, it's also sound. Well, actually, hang on.
A concussive grenade would be sound. I'm very anxious about Asher dying in this episode, so I'm gonna be fighty.
Okay, I'm gonna say just make a Dex athletics check for balance.
Okay. 3 successes for Asher. I'm lying down.
Okay. So then, at which point they are going to? I'm gonna have a few people make Dex checks. Bouchard. Bouchard succeeds. Abigail fails. Abigail is flashed. And then the crowd.
Oh, I didn't mean to flash Abigail. That's so inappropriate.
And the crowd is okay. Let's see here. Very quickly. So all of the members start shooting, towards the door. However, everyone is moving too fast, spreading out too much. They are not able to get good hits in. I'm going to... at which point, as Frederick Lake drops from the ceiling, he starts shooting down towards Bouchard, but hits nothing but floor. We have got... You've got... Yep, the gangrel are with you. You've got... Kate is staying inside a little bit. Ryan is coming out, pistol in hand. All 4 members of your herder are coming through. At which point, it's going to go to your allies.
They're gonna get wrecked.
This is endgame shit. So, in the fray, there is a hail of gunfire. There are, from all sides, bullets flying, whizzing through the entire space. You watch as your Guru allies jump into a section of the ghouls and start ripping and tearing with these massive claws. There's kind of hits back and forth. The most notable to you guys is Frederick landing as he kind of superhero lands, as Bouchard kind of holding the rifle. Frederick, I'm so disappointed. Go fuck yourself. Bouchard. Well then, to those who stand against the light, they shall meet only darkness. As they fired, as he fires towards Frederick gets hit through the chest as you see a massive gout of vitae shoots out his back as he's and goes to one foot. Yeah, as Frederick is awful. One shot and is...
Was that just 4 aggravated damage, or was that more?
No, that was 9 aggravated damage.
Whoa!
Was it not just a bullet, though?
It was a bullet.
It was like some
Frederick
kind of slug?
No. Frederick
he
rolled
just
really
rolled
shit.
bad.
He rolled really shit. And
Oh no.
Bouchard rolled very well. Bouchard is then going to go over to where the white sheet is on the ground for the woman. He is going to, for the sign of Caine, to the endless tomorrows. It is now all 3 of your turns.
Asher will use Valerian and try and heal Lake.
So do whatever you got to do.
Success on the Raz check. It's intelligence plus fortitude against a difficulty of 2. And also, if you choose, I can also have to burn my own health in order to heal him. If the user mends more than 1 subject per night, I suffer superficial health damage equal to half the number of successes. But this is my first one. 6 successes. So I got 6 successes, and it's against difficulty 2, so that's 4 successes against it.
Okay. 6 superficial or 6 aggravated?
So I think it's 1 aggravated and 1 superficial, if I'm reading this right. Mends number of superficial health equal to the margin on the roll. Alternatively, the user mends 1 aggravated health damage level for every 3 successes in the margin.
Okay. You see Frederick begin to stand. as some of the wounds begin to close supernaturally. I might die here, Bouchard, but I've learned enough shit from you to know that I'm gonna rip your fucking throat out.
Takeshi, you want to take the next move?
It seems like you're very keen, Brenten.
I am very keen, but I insist.
Okay. I appreciate this. Tyson, am I still invisible?
After stunning the Nosferatu, no.
In that case, I will pull out my assault rifle. I'm gonna stick still inside the oratory itself, but like closer to the door that we came out of. And I'm gonna take out my assault rifle with the incendiary rounds, and I'm gonna pop a few shots at our buddy Bouchard.
So where you are currently, it's a bit too busy to be able to get a clean shot at Bouchard. You would have to take care of the rest of the gang, as it were.
How close are the ghouls, like, to me?
The ghouls, they're within line of sight. They're easy. They're pretty simple hits.
Okay, I'm gonna open fire on them. Dex firearms.
Dex firearms, exactly.
That'll be 3 successes.
Sadly, you hit nothing but air, as the figures are able to dodge out of the way.
Ah, damn.
I'm going to yell out, Bouchard! Boom! And just dash straight towards him. But instead of running him through, I'm going to pick up the girl and continue on so that I'm a little bit away from him.
Okay. I need you to please make a strength athletics check.
And that's not great. Can I surge?
Sure.
Rouse check. Success. That works too. 5 successes all up.
5 successes. You run full speed as you impact against a hard wall. As you impact against the edge of this arcane circle, as you're trying to push your way through, as you see Bouchard is maybe a matter of 3 feet away from you, as he just kind of looks up and just smiles towards you. As you can see, the blood and vitae from this woman begins to float up through her mouth, nose, and ears for a moment. Just, she shall be, as he's continuing his chant, a sacrifice made for the eye of a god.
Can I do an occult check while this is happening? I had to use my turn for Valerian, but am I able to also do an occult check?
Make an intelligent occult check. However, Talisen, as you're able to get your hand in, slowly fighting against it, and you're able to just grab her body and begin to pull backwards slowly. You're feeling this burning, almost arcane, like energy splitting against your skin and pushing into your muscles, but you're using as much force as you can to grab them.
Is the ritual contingent on the sacrifice being sacrificed in a correct way, or just sacrificed at all? Like if I just ice her, is that going to disrupt the ritual?
How many successes did you get again?
4.
With 4 successes, it's hard to tell. There's a possibility that if you kill her before the ritual continues, that'll just disrupt the ritual. There's a possibility if you kill her now, it'll just trigger the ritual to happen. With that being the case, Talisen, you're slowly pulling her body out of the circle, at which point it is now the baddie's turn, as it were. Talisen, please make a Dex athletics check.
Am I doing it to dodge?
Yes.
Celerity!
Yep, add celerity, but please take a 1 die penalty because you're inside the circle.
8 successes.
You just take 0 damage, as beside you, you can see Abigail has begun to be able to open her like essentially like Terminator flips it, even though it usually does nothing, as she's getting ready to pull again. From which,
just out of interest, how much did I miss it? Was it like literally I just met the?
It was 8.
Oh shit!
So then I'm gonna have. Oof. Okay. From one ghoul, Tyler takes quite a hit. You see Bo takes a hit from one of the ghouls as one of them fires a pistol at her as it singes against the skin. As they're in their full lupus form. Okay. Ryan gets hit. And Richie takes a hit. As the gunfire is going back and forth, Bouchard is continuing to focus on the ritual, at which point it's now your allies. You watch as Frederick comes right up next to the barrier, puts the gun against it, and begins pulling the trigger. But the bullets just hit the barrier and bounce off. Ryan is getting... Jesus Christ. So Ryan, after getting hit once, comes back up and shoots and kills one of the ghouls. Oh man, I just killed somebody. Oh god, I just killed somebody. Whoo, mama, one of the gangrel just went fucking hard. But sadly it was not enough. Okay, at which point, as the carnage continues, you watch as Ryan shoots and kills one of the ghouls. You watch as the ghouls trade shots with the guru, with Tyler. You can see that one of the gangrel... Oh, sorry. You watch as 2 of the gangrel riff amongst them, jump up and just begin, like wildly clawing and biting against people. At which point, it is your 3's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna sling my rifle back over my shoulder, seeing that I had very little success with it, and I'm gonna whip out my sword and hack at a ghoul.
Okay, go for it. As you run to a nearby ghoul, you do hear beside you, "Hey dude, you want me to fucking do anything, or am I just gonna sit here all day?"
Yes!
Yes, kill someone.
I mean, I can try.
Fuck him up!
But Bat kind of flies over towards the ghouls and just begins trying to, like, scratch and bite at them, but they just easily just, like, stop. So, Nakano, make your Dex melee check.
That'll be 6 successes.
I'll do it. As you immediately come up to one, katana out as you just slice across the body as the neck just gets cut open and begins to bleed vitae and blood before it just collapses against one of the pews.
And I already used my action to attack. Am I able to vanish from mind's eye, or is that too much for one turn?
I think that's going to be a bit too much for one turn.
Very understandable. Have a nice day.
All right. Which point, Talisen?
I'm gonna keep trying to get this chick out of the circle.
Okay. Make another strength athletics check. And for Asher.
Bouchard is like directly below the ledge, right? Because he was firing up at me.
He's relatively, below the ledge.
All right, I'm just gonna unload the full clip at him.
Okay. You fire. Please make an attack. Dex firearms. 4 successes for Talisen. You put your hand in as the barrier pushes your hand back. You try to force your hand back in again, but you're having too much resistance. You're not able to grab her.
Someone needs to shut this barrier down, or it'll be the end of us.
I'm gonna use another willpower. 7 successes on shooting Bouchard.
7 successes. Okay. Okay. Now he's going to use willpower. That was messy. But that's exactly 7 as the bullets are just continuing to bounce off the barrier.
Oh, he's inside the barrier?
He is inside the barrier with the lady.
Okay, can I do an occult check again to see if I know a way to take down the barrier?
Sure. Go for it.
Bad roll. 3 successes.
Talisen was able to force his way through it, maybe brute force. Aside from that, as with many other rituals, if you're able to distract him enough that he stops the ritual, that will definitely reduce the barrier. So at which point next round comes up. It is the baddie's turn. Kate has... she's essentially, like, still holding a gun, like, occasionally shooting at the back, but she's so ineffective that she's currently trying to think about what the next best move for her is. At which point, for Talisen, as you're kind of forcing your hand in, you see Abigail Bray go to raise the shotgun again before you see it kicked off to the side as Frederick Lake is above her. You see he comes down, grabs her by the shirt, and goes to throw her down again as she swings with the shotgun, hits him in the back of the knee. As he kind of knocked forward slightly, she shoves the barrel of the gun in his mouth and blows the back of his head straight open as he just hits the ground dead.
What?
Oh no. Lake! No!
Oh my god, that's so brutal.
Another
guys.
member of the Groove, Verity, takes a hit. But aside from that, still standing.
Sorry, have Keeper Nayla and Amun Al Kamil been going?
Amun has been going. He's been currently very sneaky as per what he's doing, but that is a good point. Thank you for reminding me about the Keeper. Keeper.
If Keeper Nayla could figure out a way to disrupt Bouchard.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll have her roll a intelligence occult.
Asher's currently thinking Extinguish Vitae, which is a 3rd level blood sorcery.
Okay. She looks towards you. You can see that she's still shooting into the crowd slightly. She looks down to Bouchard's position. Perhaps that might be of assistance, but I think I might have a better way. And just kind of motions to her golden dagger. Perhaps this will be a way to help refocus his attentions. And she's going to sling it back and is going to pull it out ready for next turn. Which point? Your allies... Jesus Christ. Ryan is doing great things. Ryan kills another one. As one of the ghouls comes up and cuffs Barbara across the shoulder. Nothing bad enough that it's going to cause severe damage. As Ryan just kind of stands up. Don't you dare shoot my girlfriend. I mean, oh shit. I'm sorry. I spoke way too soon about that. I'm sorry. Like that's really going beyond like, and then just shoots the gun off by accident.
Calm down.
Hits another ghoul and drops to the ground. I'm so sorry about that. Was way too intense for us defining the relationship. It was just kind of, no, it's okay. It's totally cool, dude. It's like, it was a slip up. It's all right. It's like, okay, cool. Thanks for understanding. Yes. I'm gonna go back to, Tyler slams one into the side, kind of pinching them towards a pillar. Tyler just kind of looks down. Fuck you too, buddy. It then goes to the 3 of y'all.
Asher will try and extinguish Vitae on Bouchard.
Okay. Can you tell me what he has to do?
He has to do stamina plus composure.
What is the DC?
I'm contesting, so you let me know what he gets.
He's going to expend another willpower. Still not great. That is 4.
I'm going to blood surge again. I'm doing really, really well on my blood surges. 5 successes.
Okay, so you win by 1.
I win by 1, and I got a crit in there, so his hunger increases by 2. A win increases the target's hunger by 1, while a critical win increases it by 2. The victim can discern who afflicts them if they can see the user while making an intelligence plus occult versus wits plus subterfuge.
Okay. He does not focus on that. However, the barrier drops as there's this kind of moment of tensing up as you see the eyes go a little bit wild as he's Don't want to make me kill her too quickly, do you?
Does that comment make me think that that would be a successful strategy, since I was indecisive about it before?
Maybe.
Oh, fuck.
I'm gonna charge that the ghoul that the gangrel are fighting, and I'm gonna melee strike him with my sword.
Make that swing.
That'll be 6 successes.
6 successes. This one falls. As you take the katana once again, slice across the body as the ghoul just drops.
And I'm gonna yell, "Bats! Keep the big guy off balance."
Oh, yes.
Okay, the bat just looks. Alright, sure. Jesus Christ. All this crazy stuff going on. What's happening to this neighborhood? So which point? It's going to... Bat flies around Bouchard. Bouchard just kind of looks at it before just shaking his head. Sorry!
I'm so glad that I burned a hunger on this goddamn bat.
For Talisen.
I'm gonna grab the girl, book it back to behind the lines, drop her off at Kate and say, "Go her with your life."
Done. Kind of begins to pull her off to the side.
And then I'm gonna get as far back into the fray as I can. If not,
That's pretty much your full turn.
I figured it might be.
So which point? It goes back to them. And one of them's going to shoot Tyler. Tyler dodges it. You can see that Bo takes another hit, but is still standing with ease. As Bouchard is going to look, as you pull the girl away, don't you dare! Yeah, Bouchard is going to shoot at you, Talisen. Please make your Dex Athletics Celerity.
So I got no criticals and 10 successes. I literally rolled below the amount on one die only.
You take 3 points of aggravated damage as the bullet sinks you in the stomach, as he got 4 crits and 5 normal successes.
Whoa, fuck me dead. Okay, that's okay. I can defy Bane. That.
Yep. Reduce it down to 3 superficial.
Failure on the rouse. And then I have to activate it reflexively, so it's wit survival. Cool, which is 3 successes. Okay, so yeah, drop it down to 3 superficial.
As Bouchard aims up towards you and fires, and it slings off the side, you see Abigail grab him, holding him up. We need to go. As she aims towards the crowd, which point I just rolled to see who Abigail would shoot at. As she aims her shotgun towards Bo, and as the White Wolf impacts from the shot, she goes down to a knee and hits the ground.
No, not Bo.
Jesus Christ.
Is this? I can see this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll just call out Bo!
At which point Abigail is dragging Bouchard to what looks to be 2 side rooms on either side. She's pulling him to the left-hand one and opens the door and gets them both inside. At which point, we'll see. Tyler is going to try to deal with this last ghoul. This ghoul, you just see with his, the massive swings, just grabs one and just chucks it up as it breaks its neck, impacting the ceiling, and then drops back down again. And the last and final ghoul, there is a shot from Ryan as 3 for 3 as the final ghoul falls. As the room is currently empty, it now moves over to your guys' turn.
The keeper didn't go.
That's right. Thank you for reminding me of that. And Bouchard takes 3 points of superficial damage. As you watch as Bouchard's ears begin to fill with vitae as he is pulled in through the door. Gold dagger is inserted into Keeper Nayla's palm, and she's just twisting until the blade is nearly poking out the other side of her palm. This one dies today. Which point, all 3 of you,
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out Vanish from Mind's Eye again. I take 1 hunger.
1 hunger, and you're racing towards the door?
Yeah, I'm not gonna quite go in yet, but I'm gonna place myself right next to it. I'm gonna wait for, like, literally anyone else to come with me. I don't want to be in a room alone with these two.
Okay. So, Talisen, it is your go.
Talisen is this may be his own passion, or this may be a little bit of the gangrel that he absorbed coming out in him, but he's looking a little bit more wild than you've seen him in combat. Like, he's bristling. He's even when he was brushing the stuff off the shoulders in his cocky arrogance, he still looked far more focused and wild than usual. And he's going to yell out, "Run, Conductor! I'm coming for you!" Boom! And he's just going to blast through that door, break it to splinters as he sprints in with the sword.
Okay, please make a... I'll allow it to be Dex Athletics check as you break through the door.
Would my celerity bonus have anything to do with that? Because I'm moving at supernatural speed.
Sure.
Asher clumsily slides down the organ's pipes onto the ground of the fight and starts moving towards the door as well. And he's ready to extinguish Vitae again. He's trying to get Bouchard into a frenzy.
That is 6 successes.
Break through the door, splintering the wood, and you can see that there was some sort of lock trying to bolt you guys out. As you break into the space, they, as it now goes to them, I need you to please make a Dex Celerity check. Dex Athletic Celerity.
Okay, 8 successes.
8 successes, you take no damage.
There's nothing you can do! I'm coming for you!
Also, because this is a spray weapon, Nakano, please make a Dex Athletic check.
Ah, shit.
Take a +2 bonus, though, because you are behind partial cover.
Okay. That'll be 6 successes for me.
Okay. Nakano, you take 2 points of aggravated damage. As shell impacts into your side, you stay invisible, but as you kind of feel the burning impact of the fire. At which point, because this is not, a spray weapon, this is only for Talisen, please make another Dex Athletics check.
No celerity?
No celerity this time.
Come on. 6 again. Crit on the blood die.
Thank the Lord you have Defy Bane and Toughness. You take 6 points of aggravated damage.
Alright, can I... Did that account for Defy Bane?
That has not accounted for Defy Bane yet. I'm just double checking it.
Because unlike the other ones, I believe that's one that I need to roll for every single time I try it.
So you have to make a wit survival check.
Which is not great. But surprisingly, they all got. So 3, and then crit on the rouse check.
Okay, you just succeed. Okay. At which point, how many points of fortitude do you have?
In fortitude, I have 4 points.
Okay, so in which case it is 2 aggravated, 4 superficial. You only take 2 aggravated damage. That's what it is. As you see Bouchard's and Abigail running down the hallway, guns trained, as Bouchard looks pissed. At which point, as you guys are, well, specifically for Talisen, you look down the hallway as they're running, as you see at the end of the corridor, a familiar face appears. As you see from this slightly almost like echoing shadows that seem to just dance across the walls, you can see what almost looks like a serpent dancing in different sections. As you see Amun El Kamil just appear from nothing. I'm most sorry. I do not think that this is the way that you are looking to go. As they are currently flanked down the hallway.
Yes!
Which point, Tyler races up behind you guys. The keeper drops to go in with you guys, as it is now all 3 of your turns.
Asher will extinguish Vitae on Bouchard. So that's his stamina plus composure again.
He's going to use his second to last point of willpower. Didn't do him any fucking good. 5 successes.
I blood surge, and I fail my rouse check. 5 successes. Can I willpower?
Sure.
I got 1 more for a total of 6.
As you watch as Bouchard's pupils go fully dilated, as the fangs come out, enters full hunger frenzy.
Asher, under his breath, says, "Dominate me now, motherfucker."
Okay. Talisen, what was your roll?
Yeah, that's right, I'm doing... Sorry, I forgot the roll. Oh, fuck me dead. 9 successes.
9 successes. She takes 6 points of superficial damage from the blade as you embed it into her side. She not happy.
Lurido Porco! That's the last one of my friends you'll take!
As it then goes to Nakano.
Right, yeah. Still invisible. Gonna race down, and stab Abigail.
Okay, go for it. Make your attack with a +2 because you're flanking and also invisible.
Oh my god, I'm so happy. That'll be 7 successes.
7 successes. She takes 1 point of superficial damage as she pulls out the blade that Talisen stabbed her with and catches most of the assault that you swinging him with the katana do. She just kind of looks towards the group of y'all as she's going to level the shotgun at Nakano. Please make Nakano a Dex Athletics check.
That'll be 6 successes.
You take no damage.
Oh, beautiful.
As the shotgun fires off just to your left. Okay. As Bouchard... Bouchard reaches out to grab Abigail as it begins to... Actually... Interesting. He's gonna go... I'm gonna have him roll for it. Nakano, I need you to make another Dexterity Athletics check.
Ah, damn it. That'll be 5 successes?
5 successes. You take 4 points of aggravated damage. As Bouchard, wild-eyed and crazy, goes to reach for Abigail before you kind of appear in the direction, grabs you, and latches his teeth into your shoulder as he begins to drink. Nakano, you gain 1 hunger. At which point, Keeper Nayla come in clutch, as from behind you, she levels the rifle and pumps 2 shots as they impact into Abigail's body as she begins to singe and burn slightly. She's not looking good. At which point, Nakano, as he's latched onto you, you feel Bouchard's fangs essentially are forced off your shoulder as you see Tyler is holding him up by the collar as he's just holding up there. Poor choice. As he just center punches him straight in the gut, impacting him into the wall, and drops. From which all 3 of you can go.
Another clip. I'm taking Bouchard.
For rifle?
I mean, mechanically, what's the difference between rifle and the handgun?
Well, actually, that is a good point. Like, there's a potential higher damage, but it is going to be harder to hit him with a rifle. Handgun, a little bit less, but you'll definitely be hitting him.
Okay, I'll do handgun then. I'm gonna blood surge. I fail. 5 successes.
5 successes. Okay. Bouchard takes no damage as he dodges out of the way from the impact. Talisen and Nakano.
I'm going to look towards Nakano and just say, You got this.
Except that every time you say anything while you use celerity, it has the Doppler effect, and we can't understand the word you say.
All right. In that case, I'm going to. I'm making another hit on her again, and this time I'm going for the head.
Go for it.
I'm going to use lightning strike. Pass the rouse check. I attack difficulty at 1. It's like she's standing still, and I'm just putting it where I want it. So it says the opponent makes no roll to dodge or defend. Make the attack a difficulty 1. The only way it can be defended against is if an opponent possessing celerity 5 can nullify the power with their own rouse check. So in that case, I got 6 successes.
6 successes. So that'd be 5 points of superficial damage. You got by 1 point enough. How do you want to do this to Abigail?
So I've got the sword in her, and I'm gonna pull her in close and just say, "Too bad. You lost this one. I would say parting is such sweet sorrow, but in this case, it's not." I'm gonna pull the sword out and just turn around and lop her head off in one go. So I'm pulling out, doing a 360 and just lopping her head off.
As her head just impacts the ground, the rest of her body falls.
I'm gonna use Vanish from Mind's Eye again, and I am just going to be like backing up. I need to get some space.
The only person next is Bouchard. Talisen, please make a Dex Athletics check with celerity.
Holy shit! 10 successes.
You take no damage as Bouchard reaches out, grabs you, and goes in for the bite as you're able to, very reminiscent of the first time you met him, palm up as his face is just caught against the base of your hand. As it is now the 3 of your turns again.
That won't work on me!
So while I'm invisible instead, I'm gonna take out my wakizashi, and I want to throw that at Bouchard.
Okay. Make your Dex plus melee check.
Oh, thank you so much. And because I'm invisible, do I get a bonus?
Yes, take a +1 bonus. Actually, take a +2 bonus because Talisen is distracting.
Tyson, you are a good friend. You know what? I'm gonna willpower that. That'll be 11 successes.
So you know how I said that Talisen, he got 5 successes, which is equal to 2 points of aggravated, 1 point of superficial, which was exactly what he needed to kill Abigail. 11 successes is 5 points of aggravated, 1 point of superficial, which is exactly what Bouchard had left. Nakano,
Holy shit.
how do you want to do this?
Yes!
Holy shit!
Woohoo!
Oh my god.
Yes!
Oh my god.
Yes!
I didn't think I'd get this far.
Yes!
In the invisible
okay.
moment,
Oh
you
my
flick out your
God.
wakizashi, over the top, throw it. Tell me what happens.
Okay, I wanted to... Oh, this is what I want to do. I wanted to go into his mouth, and I wanted to cut right through the base of his tongue. His greatest weapon. I want to take that away from him. And then, like, I guess go through, like, the back of his head and, like, pin his head to the wall.
Okay, you flick the wakizashi as it flings into the air, spinning. As he opens his mouth again, once again the fangs pulling away from Talisen's palm as he looks down. The mark of Caine is here. As the blade slices lengthwise through the tongue, splitting out through the back of the base of his skull and pinning him against the wall.
as I turn visible, I'm just gonna have my hand out from where I threw it, and I'm just gonna say, "Oh, shut the fuck up."
And that's it for this episode of Montreal by Night. But don't worry, our epilogue episode will be coming out later this week, so stick around. As far as shoutouts are concerned, go get your vaccine. We need people to get vaccines, because if they don't get vaccines, then the diseases and the infections and all this sort of stuff. So make sure to go and get your vaccines. That way you are protected against the virus. Well, we all know it's COVID, but dramatic effect. And if you have anyone in your family or any of your friends who are a bit hesitant, make sure to help, be empathetic, and be educational. There's a lot of people very worried about the vaccine and are very upset for reasons that are ultimately just misinformation. So make sure to keep that in mind and, be kind to one another. And of course, we have to shout out October Jones and Fish with Legs, a adventure podcast all about a young woman and a fish with legs as they try to save the world. Make sure to check it out on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your better podcasts. Or you can check out their website at octoberandfish.ca. If you like this series, if you like The Rook and the Rascal, make sure to check us out on Google Podcasts, wherever you get your better podcasts. Also, make sure to check us out on YouTube at Three Kings Loot. Make sure to get all of your board game news from thebagofloot.com and all of your board game needs from threekingsloot.com. Thank you so much for listening. This is Tyson Fraleigh, and we'll catch you next time.